Thank you for connecting with me today. If you would like to skip ahead, there are timestamps in the description box below. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so it will not resonate with everyone. Take whatever resonates, leave the rest behind. We are here to grow, to learn, to connect with each other, so I really love it when you guys help each other out in the comments. I love the likes, the shares, the subscribes. Big shout out to my subbies. You have no idea how much I love you guys. You keep me going, and I get a lot out of this. It really means a lot to me. I can't even describe how much it means. For more information, including planetary transits and how to book a personal reading, please check the description box below. Hello Gemini! I got cut off during the shuffle, and I hope you got to see me shuffle most of the cards. But as I was doing the angels, at the bottom of the deck we had this card just peeking out at me, and one of my mentors is named Rochelle, and she's a Gemini, so I felt like I had to give it to you. So you get 2 angels this month. Rochelle says, as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, prosperity is coming to you now. So follow your heart. Prosperous things are coming to you, and Rochelle, if you're watching this, I doubt it because she's a non-believer, but I love her anyway. She's a very good mentor, and I love her very much. But if you are watching, this message is for you. The other message that you got is from Desiree, and Desiree says, no, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask the angels to help, guide, and comfort you. So it's interesting because we have a no, conditions aren't favorable, and then Rochelle says, follow your heart, prosperity is coming to you. So maybe you had to give up something and go in a different direction to become more prosperous, but let's see what the other cards have to say. We'll talk it out. We have your card. It's the Queen of Swords. I'm an air sign too, so I can relate to the Queen of Swords energy. And this is someone... Oh, little Buddha, watch out. This is someone who, she's very witty, very funny. She's an independent woman. She has been through the ringer, honey. She has seen it all. She has been cheated on, lied to, heart stomped on, and as a result, she can be a little guarded, but she just has this wisdom that can tell you, you know, like, oh, honey, if he ain't putting in the work, he ain't there for you, right? So we have that paired with the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ten of Pentacles is a card about long-term success, long-term future, retirement plans, life goals, life values, how you live life for the extended, for the long haul. So let's see, one more shuffle for their spiritual lives for Gemini and all those who love Gemini. Please surround us with the warm light, loving light of God, and give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all for Gemini and all those who love Gemini. We have the Four of Pentacles reversed, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Wands. Okay, I see it. I see it. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles in this particular deck, it's a little different than other decks. We have a woman who is too big for this door, right? She's trying to find a way to fit into this door, but she's like too big. She's better than this door. This door is too small. So whatever, like she's looking at how do I get through this door, but it's like she needs to find a bigger door that suits her. She needs to find a better path for her. She, like, find a door that's more deserving of her. Find a door that's more, that, like, fits her glory, fits her personality, fits her, all that she's worth, right? So whenever it's reversed, I feel like maybe, yes, you have walked away from something. Maybe you have walked away from little bitty doors that you're too good for, right? And I see this because we have the Ace of Swords, and maybe you just realized this truth. So the Ace of Swords is, in this deck, we see a maze. So it's like you're going through a maze, and the hand of God comes out and points you in a direction to take this path so that you can get to the end, to the finish line. So you recently had this epiphany, you recently had this realization that I'm better than this. You recently had this realization that I deserve more for myself. I'm bigger than this, right? I'm not going to squeeze myself into doors that are smaller than myself. And, you know, it's a good thing for these doors too, because whenever we have, like, for instance, if you had like a little tiny person right here and a big person right here, then this tiny person could get intimidated by this big person, right? This big person intimidates this tiny person. So you need to find a person who is the same size, is on the same league, in the same team, in the same, on the same wavelength as you, so that you can free up this tiny person to connect with their, like, tiny partner, right? The tiny person needs their tiny partner, and this bigger person needs their bigger partner. So I think you're moving on to greener pastures, because you are thinking about the long term. You're thinking, I'm bigger than this, and if I settle for less, then I'm not going to reach these goals that I have for myself in mind. And this can be in any area, guys. The spiritual segment is for money, health, career, love, family life, soul's journey. So this will resonate with you, hopefully. You know, a variety of different ways. Let me know in the comment section how it resonates with you. I'm seeing this little tiny bird, and it's like, I'm seeing it as like a pet bird, like a friend, like taking care of this bird. So if there is any sort of sadness or regret for walking away from this door, you know, even if someone is, like, even if we realize we're better than this, it still hurts to walk away from someone. It still hurts to, or something. You might have walked away from a job that is littler than you are, or, you know, any number of things. But loss and cutting ties is always a sad thing, but, you know, if you feel sad, I feel like you need to snuggle with your kittens, or, you know, pet your dogs or something like that. Next we have the Three of Wands, and the Three of Wands is a card about waiting. In this particular deck we see a lighthouse, and this man is flagging in the ships, like, come on, like waiting for the ships to come in, like, it's okay, come on in. And I think whatever situation you were dealing with this smaller person, this smaller situation, it's like you were trying to nudge them along, like, you can do it. Maybe even like a codependent energy where, like, you get off on being the helper of that person, right? Like, you get off on, like, turning that person's life around. But the thing is there's never going to be an equal respect, especially if it's like a relationship. You want an equal match. You want an equal partner, right? So, trying to be their savior, their rescuer, would only create this, codependent relationship, for lack of a better word. So whenever the Three of Wands is reversed, it's like you're not waiting anymore. You're not waiting for this person to catch up. You're not waiting for this job to get any better, or the situation to get any better. You're moving on, going to things that match your value, things that match your greatness, your goodness. I love it. Love it, Gemini. Let's move on to money, health, and career, but first, I gotta make my money, so stay tuned. Okay, in money, health, and career, we have rescue. What did I just say about rescuing? So this card usually talks about you needing to be rescued whenever it's upright, like receiving help. If this is money, health, and career, then you may need to ask for a loan, ask for help from your loved ones, even if it's not monetary. Sometimes, you know, in our material world, it's like asking for someone to do the dishes, asking for someone to, you know, clean out the gutters, like delegating tasks to different people and receiving that help. If someone wants to extend some help to you, then make sure to receive that with appreciation, because that is, like, receiving things is showing people that you love them, showing them that you care, because you, you know, they want to give that to you, right? And I know a lot of Geminis are, you know, they are this independent energy. They are this, like, I'll just do it myself, honey. Just make sure to, I feel like sometimes whenever they take on this, like, I can do everything myself, I'm Superwoman, I'm Superman, they get overwhelmed with all that needs to be done, and receiving help from others will lighten your load and make you more powerful. I also want to say, I just got that some of you, I'm hearing this message, so I gotta say it. Some of you might, like, be declaring bankruptcy or consolidating loans or something like that, and that's going to rescue you. That's going to put you in another place. I'm also sensing, like, rescue, home. I'm getting home. Maybe, like, getting a second mortgage or refinancing or something like that. I also want to say, another Gemini in my life, my mama, she used to chase hot air balloons, so it's just interesting. I got two, like, personal Geminis in my readings. Next, we move on to nourishment and the Ten of Swords. And nourishment, it's the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's thrifty. The Queen of Pentacles is someone who is a saver. She is, like, awesome with her resources. She's the best coupon clipper. She is the best at really honing her resources. And again, she does delegate her tasks to others. She's very earthy. She likes to take care of herself. She likes to make sure that her material needs are met. She gets her nails done. She eats good food, drinks good wine, and she manages to live this lifestyle not as a result from being a millionaire, but as a result of managing her resources, her time, her money, her effort, efficiently, so that she can have all these things in her life, so that she can have all this abundance. It's paired with the Ten of Swords, and the Ten of Swords is a card about being backstabbed, being betrayed, all the trials and tribulations we experience, but it's like the worst is over. Any pain you have experienced, this card, some of you might relate to this. It always reminds me of Frank Black from the Pixies, like shooting a laser beam out of his mouth. But the Ten of Swords always talks about the worst is over, right? You can't be hurt any more than you have. Like, you know, if you are having to go bankrupt, having to consolidate anything, having to, you know, go through this rescue of a financial situation, it's like, you can't be hurt anymore. You can't take a hit anymore, because you have hit basically the bottom of the barrel. Whenever it's reversed, it's like that wisdom has crystallized, or that those experiences have crystallized into wisdom. So it's like, we can't change the past, but we're moving forward in what we know to be true based on what we have gone through. And it's a lot like this this Queen of Swords. So you know, air signs, we're pretty good about taking our experiences and thinking them through in ways that, you know, processing them in mental ways that, coming up with solutions, basically. So for Gemini and all those who love Gemini, okay, you want to come out. I like that card. For Gemini and all those who love Gemini in their money, health, and career, what can you tell us for Gemini and all those who love Gemini? In money, health, and career for Gemini and all those who love Gemini. One more shuffle. Please surround us with the warm, white, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for Gemini and all those who love Gemini. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Good cards. And the Eight of Chalices reversed. Okay, so we have two earth signs here, so you could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. But in a money, health, and career reading, this could also just be your energy. So the Knight of Pentacles, you could be receiving job offers. You could be, Well, let's start at the beginning. So, you've been working really hard on yourself. The Three of Pentacles is a card about teamwork, and usually in traditional decks, we see a group of people working on a church, like working on stained glass, and so it's like anywhere from 2 to 4 people working together. In this particular deck, we see one person working on several doors, and he's crafted. It's a lot like the Eight of Pentacles in traditional decks, where you're like working on your craft, and you've done it so long and so often, like you've maintained consistency and have just worked at it so much and for so long that you can do it in your sleep, right? And I like it in I like this message because each door is individual, so each thing that you've worked on, you know, this could be like stories you've written, this could be like, I don't know, stand-up gigs you've done, plays that you have been a part of, you know, any sort of work that you've done, even if it's like, you know, clients you've had, jobs you've had, but this is work that you've done yourself. It's about meeting your, it's about competing with yourself, right? It's about meeting and exceeding your personal best. It's about working like, I'm hearing like working as a team. Okay, like collaborating, right? So you collaborate with a higher power to create this, to create something, you know, bigger than yourself. So as a result, people have seen that. People have seen your work and they've been really impressed, and they want to collaborate with you too. So there might be some job offers coming in, there might be some money coming in, again, maybe some help, right? And this could even be, you know, like I said, this could even be like doing all the housework by yourself, but it's something you've been doing all by yourself and you've been really good at it. But you know, someone wants to come in and offer something to help you, to rescue you. And at the end, we see the Eight of Cups reversed, and this concerns me a little bit. But the Eight of Cups is about walking away from something. It's about something you have invested emotionally in. And so this could either mean you are staying where you are and not receiving this help, not going anywhere, or it can mean that you need a vacation, because in this particular deck I do see it as a vacation. It's like we see a garden right here, and it's beautiful, right? And he has tended to his garden, and it's he's nurtured it, and it's blossomed, and it's beautiful. And so he is walking through this gate with his hiking stick, and he's going through the mountains on a journey. But in this deck, I see it as he can always come back, and he needs to come back to tend to this garden, right? He's put in so much work into it. He needs to take a little break. And so whenever it's reversed, I can see this as not taking a break for yourself. So if you have someone in your life who is offering you, like, let's go on vacation, girl, take it. I think it is going to help you, and you could be receiving this from an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn in your life, you know, like a coworker or something. And you know, you might think like, oh, I don't have the money for that, but you'll make the money for that because you're resourceful, you work hard, and you can do it, and you need a vacation. Anyway, let's move on to your love and personal life. Okay, in love and personal life, we have I love you. Now, I love you says these are very important words. So, in the book, it talks about how, you know, saying I love you doesn't devalue what it means. So, if you say, like, I love this ice cream, I love this pizza, I love you, my dog. Remember the little, where are you? Little bird. I can't remember. Your pets. I love you, my little kitten. it doesn't take away from its value. It just increases it because you are in the flow of the love vibration, right? We have it paired with unknown, which is the Fool card. So you could be dealing with Pisces. Pisces for me, or the Fool card for me is Pisces male. I usually get that in a lot of Pisces male readings. And Judgment. So you're at a place of unknown right now. Judgment talks about, can mean several different things. When Judgment happens, Archangel Gabriel comes down, he blows his horn, and he says, do you want to stay in this shit show earth, or do you want to come up to heaven with me? So it's about hearing the call and elevating into the unknown, right? So it can be scary to leave places that we are comfortable, but ascending to God, to heaven, to the light, even as scary as it may be, because we don't know what is beyond that point, ascending to the next level in our spiritual lives, in our lives, period, stepping into this unknown, releasing ourselves and surrendering to the highest good instead of staying in, you know, position, instead of staying in our old habits, will ultimately be the best judgment call, right? You can also talk about reconnecting with a lover from the past, resurrecting something that was dead, that was once dead, you know. Judgment is about bringing people up from the grave and into heaven. So, you know, coming, resurrecting a relationship that has died, but it will be different for everyone. It could also just mean, you know, again, making a judgment call not to stay in the same place and to move on to better things, as scary as it may be. But let's see, for Gemini and all those who love Gemini in their love and personal life, what are the love and personal messages for Gemini and all those who love Gemini? Please surround us with the warm, light, loving light of God and give us God-given guidance for the highest good of all, for Gemini and all those who love Gemini. For Gemini and all those who love Gemini. And one shuffle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Clear message. You're the best. One more shuffle. We have the Ace of Chalices reversed, we have the Wheel, and we have the Eight of Pentacles. Ooh! I told you this Three of Coins, Three of Pentacles is a lot like the Eight of Pentacles in this deck, but it's a little different. So, let's talk it out. Let's talk it out. First we start out with the Ace of Chalices reversed, and the Ace of Chalices is a feeling of love, of joy, of abundance. We see in this deck it's a couple who is baptizing their little babe, their little baby, and the baby has so much potential. It's this new life, and it's coming into this world all fresh, and everyone's happy, everyone loves the little baby, don't they? So it's a newfound emotion, it's a newfound joy and happiness. Whenever it's reversed, it can mean that there was a false start in a sense of happiness, right? That like you may have had a recent experience where you had a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of excitement, and it just kind of fizzled out, right? It just kind of like, I have to say it, it's coming in my head, like, you lost your wood over the situation. Forgive me, Gemini, that's just what Spirit is telling me. Sometimes they have weird ways of explaining things, but, it just, like, died, right? Like, you lost your motivation. It could also be that, any relationship that you have entered where it was, you know, we always have that euphoric, like, feeling whenever we enter a new relationship, right? We always have this, you know, head over heels, roller coaster, fireworks whenever we are in love with someone new. But then you may be going through a period where you're settling into, it's not daisies and roller coasters. It's like real life stuff, and so you know, it's not as joyous. It could also be, sometimes when I see the Ace of Cups reversed, I see like crying, right? So you could be releasing something, and Ace of Cups reversed, I don't see it as like releasing like tears of joy. I see it as crying about like expectations not being met, basically. Next we have the Wheel of Fortune, and the wheel in this deck is a little different in other decks. But it's like luck of the draw, right? So anyone can win in this game. So whoever turns their hand over, like you never know what's under each other's hand. So this could be like a game where you don't know who's going to win. That could be why this relationship might have gone stale. It could also be that your luck is changing as a result of partnering with your tribe, with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, and with the team, with the group. So, you know, I do see this as a game, luck of the draw, but I also see it as kind of like a pact too. So it's like safety in numbers type of thing, right? So you make a pact with your friends to, you know, be their wingman or something like that. And then next we have the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles, you could be dealing with a Capricorn because I see a goat here. The Eight of Pentacles is, again, a card about working so hard at your craft that you can do it in your sleep. Working so long, so consistently, so, like you have fine-tuned this skill so much that you are a master at it. Here it's a little different because, you know, we see a tattoo artist who has probably done a lot of apprenticeship, who has tattooed a lot of people, so he can do this with his eyes closed. But we see another person who is looking over, a little spy, right? And trying, always see this person as a little jealous of this other person, like, you know, how does he get all this business? How can I be more like him? And trying to, like, thieve him or, like, steal his game or something. So, in your love and personal life, you could have, you know, an ex who's spying. You could have a, yeah, if you're happily coupled, then I can see an ex, like, looking in, being like, just a bitter butt, right? But pay no mind, because you worked hard for it. You deserve all the love that you have. And if you are single, then I can see this being someone who is looking over, like maybe you rejected someone because, what was it? They weren't on your level, right? And so they're looking in thinking like, being a hater, for lack of a better word. But let me know how that resonates with you, Gemini. I love you very much, and I will see you in April. Bye.